Okay, guys, let's try that again. The topic of this live is called Chasing Skinny, and I want to talk about this mentality that's like rampant. And if you just watch the stories I did, you can see that I was like talking about how I went from overweight to super shredded, cruising around at like 10 or 11% body fat, didn't even know it. Then maintain, I've probably I haven't been over like 18% body fat in probably like 4 years, right? So that's pretty lean for a woman. And I want to talk about this mentality. I like right now, the body fat I'm at, I don't know, I should go get a DEXA, but I'm probably around like, I don't know, 16, 17, 15, somewhere in there, which is still pretty lean for a woman. And this now, I think because I've built so much muscle, this is relatively easy for me. Like I eat a lot. I'm not tracking anything. I just am eating healthy and working out, and this is maintainable for me. But I want to talk about this mentality of chasing skinny. What's up, Ronnie? What's up, Lindsay? Lindsay and I were just messaging about this. And I wanted to talk about like, have you guys read the book The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz? If you haven't read that book, just close out this right now. Get on Amazon and get like at least the Audible version if you don't think you'll sit down and read it. But it's a short read. The Four Agreements was like the gateway drug to personal awakening for me. That book like completely shifted my thinking in so many areas. And one of the teachings in it is that nothing others do is because of you. Don't take anything personally, because nothing others do is because of you. And I want to talk about this with this like mentality of chasing skinny, because going from a woman who was, like I've been all over the map. I was like kind of chubby growing up. By the end of high school, I was like, kind of normal. Had 4 kids. So I'd go from like overweight to thin to overweight. And after Micah, my 4th, I got not really overweight, but I was like 35, 40 pounds overweight. And going from like 35 to 40 pounds overweight to like 10% body fat and like looking like a bodybuilder as a woman, can I tell you what an interesting life experience and social experiment that is? Because the leaner I got, the more I got rewarded socially. And Lindsay, tell me that didn't happen to you as you were, and Sydney's on here. These guys both competed, like in bikini stuff. Like it was like the skinnier I got, the more other people's perception of skinny is better came out. And they were like, oh my gosh, you look amazing. Oh my gosh. I mean, guys, I kid you not. I was getting, Lindsay, same thing. Like I was getting stopped in grocery stores, or like seriously, like random people would come up and be like, oh my gosh, I just want to tell you, you look amazing and blah, blah, blah. And which is super nice. But the interesting thing about that, going through that experience, is then you gain 5 to 10 pounds and all of a sudden everybody stops saying that. So what does that do to you coming from like a chubby background? Oh crap, this is live, one of those days. So coming from like a chubby background, and now you're getting rewarded socially. Everyone's like, you look amazing, you look amazing. So what does that drive into your psyche? Skinny is better, skinnier is better. The skinnier I get, the better I look, and everyone agrees, and so do I. And it's this big like social agreement that we have as a society who's constantly chasing skinny, because most of us have fought weight because of all our processed hyperpalatable foods. We all think skinnier is better, right? And you guys know that there's some populations where they're like starving, where like being chubbier is more attractive, right? So this is like a social collective conscience issue that we have, where we are like chronically stuck in this cycle, and especially women, that skinnier is somehow better, and the skinnier I get, the more I'm winning, the better I'm doing. And it's just not true, because I did it, okay? I achieved it. Like 10% body fat for a woman who wasn't even competing in bodybuilding or anything. I was just like doing it from a lifestyle perspective. That's really skinny. That's not very much body fat. I think on my entire body, I had 15 pounds of fat, which sounds like a lot, but that's very, very little, okay? And so that is not necessarily healthy. And that the thing is like, even on my story right now, I posted a picture from when I'm like flexing my triceps or whatever, when I was that lean, and I'm already getting like little heart eyes, and like people who haven't gone through all the stories and have seen me saying like, hey, that actually was like super extreme and not necessarily healthy. My whole world revolved around running and lifting. I was doing 2-a-days. I'm doing fasted cardio in the morning and lifting at night for like an hour to 2 hours. Like, I'm never cheating. I'm constantly watching calories. I'm eating tons of protein, and I'm like low fat and low carb sometimes, so like that's not healthy. But what does society say? Society says, yes, the skinnier the better. And it's not true. And I want to create awareness about this, because when you coach people one-on-one, you get to find out the extremes that people are going to because of this psyche, this mentality that we have, that skinny is winning. And people will go to extremes. Like, I thought I was going to extremes. I wasn't going to the extremes that a lot of people are going to. I mean, like, there are so many women out there, and men too, but who are eating less than 1,000 calories a day in an effort to win this skinny battle, that they have to be skinny, and then they push themselves so far that they end up having hormone issues and they start gaining weight, and it's a nightmare. And so we've got to get out of this mentality that skinny is somehow better. I can tell you right now that my life at 15 to 17 or whatever percent body fat, I should go find out so I can tell you guys, my life is so much better. I don't have to try that hard. I'm going to the gym not to try to win being skinny or build out my shoulders a certain way or anything like that. I'm going because I love it. I'm going because I'm eating how I love. I'm eating what I want. There's no pressure. There's no freaking pressure, and it's so liberating. And I think that should be the goal for all of us. And I know some of you may not have ventured into this space. So if you haven't gotten into this like extreme chasing skinny, chasing the perfect physique, then maybe you can't relate. But there are a lot of us out there who have. And I actually had this conversation with a male client who, it was so enlightening, because same thing, like he had gone from overweight to achieving super leanness, right? And developed so many unhealthy mental habits because of that. And a lot of times this leads to things like binging, because then you've been restricted for so long, finally you can't anymore. And now all of a sudden you've got disordered eating habits, right? So like what we were talking about was, at some point when you've been a fat person, when you've been a chubby person, you have to accept that you are no longer a fat person, right? Because we still keep these mentalities of, oh, I still got to chase skinny. I got to get skinnier, It's like, you're freaking skinny. You did it. You figured it out. You've got your lifestyle on point. You don't have to chase it so hard anymore. Now you can start to think like a thin person, right? And you can like eat when you're hungry and don't eat when you're not. And sometimes you overeat and sometimes you undereat, and that's okay. Like, it doesn't have to be so hard anymore. And maybe you gain some weight. Maybe you gain some muscle and some fat, and that's okay. Like this mentality we have to get to is like balancing out the pendulum. We went from, yeah, we were kind of fat, to, whoa, we went really skinny. And then it's like, okay, let's balance it out and just accept, like, we're healthy now. We got it. We don't have to try so hard. All right, let me read some comments here. Dave, thank you. Yeah, Lindsay, that chasing skinny thing is a nightmare. Sydney, someone said to me when I said I would never travel because of my diet, because obviously that's not good, that I need to live. Still figuring this out. Yeah, I got you, girl. I got you. It's such a mental game that you've been playing for so long. You've been playing this mental game of, I gotta do more. I gotta be more. I gotta achieve more. Right? So we'll keep talking about it, girl. I'm so tired of tracking macros. Yes, I completely understand. I'm trying to get my eating back to normal. Yes, like nobody has to live that way forever. Now, if you're new, yeah. And see, that's the thing is like, when you first come from McDonald's and like whatever, like you don't even know what a macro is. You've never done anything major with nutrition, and you get onto this macronutrient game and counting your calories and your macros, and all of a sudden you start getting results. You think, oh, this is what I have to do now forever in order to maintain this. And that's what I'm talking about. That's where this letting go and the surrender has to come, to the point where you realize, I got it now. I got it, and I don't have to chase perfection. And it's okay if I go up 5 pounds, and I'm probably going to go down 5 pounds, and it's going to ebb and flow. Because I think what happens is like we go up like 5 pounds and we think, shoot, like I'm losing it. Everything's falling apart. Oh my gosh, got to go back to everything, all my unhealthy mental habits that I had before to get me back down those 5 pounds. And it's like, no, there's natural ebbs and flows. We have to surrender. We have to let go and realize we're healthy now. We got it. We can put our big girl pants on, our big boy pants on, and like we can live. We don't have to do that forever. John Say, what's up? All is well. I just moved, guys. I don't know if you guys know, this is my new house and my kids might run in at any minute. So this is a very risky life video, but this is a big win for me. This house, I have been, sorry, excuse my language, but I've been busting my ass for the last 8 months to get a house big enough for my kids that we can be comfortable in, and we're like walking distance from their school. So this is like a moment for me. This is my number one financial goal the last year, was to get a house big enough for me and my kids. And we are here. So I'm very happy. All right. That's all I wanted to say, was, yeah, accepting. Like, you know, I think once the other danger is once you've achieved this skinniness, because one, you're rewarding it, first of all, because your mentality is like, oh my gosh, I look so much better. Oh my gosh, I look so much better. Oh, look how straight. Ooh, you can see definition. Oh my gosh, I've got obliques, right? So you go through that. You're going to go through that if you get really lean. You're going to be like, wow, I look amazing, right? Because fat you is like, this is the best. And actually, if I could get even leaner than this, that would be even better, right? And then the like conscious collective of everyone else thinking that same way, they're reiterating that for you. They're saying, yep, you did it. You look amazing. You look amazing. You look amazing. You amazing, right? Because everyone else is in this effed up psyche too. And then what happens is like, then you have to finally say, wait a minute. Now I have wisdom. Now I've been this super shredded person. Now I know what that takes. And I actually know that that's not healthy either. That took extreme habits, food, and like restricting was on my mind all the time. I was in the gym way too long. My whole life was out of whack. And then we come back, and then we come back, and then we say, okay, I have wisdom from over there, and I have wisdom from over there, and this is where I want to be, and accepting and letting go. So that's my message. That's where I'm at. Like, I love where I'm at right now. It is amazing. Like, there's nothing wrong. I'm healthy. I'm fit. I love my time in the gym. I eat plenty of food to recover. There's no pressure. There's no restricting. It's just like, I just eat healthy and love my life now. So just remember, if you've gone the other way on the pendulum, either way, it's all about coming back into the middle and accepting and letting go of these extremes. All right. You are welcome, Mindy. All right. Have a good night, guys. Bye.